Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Kim, and I'm outside today. I would like to thank each and every one of you guys for coming, tuning in, tapping in, just listening, just being here with me from the bottom of my soul. I appreciate y'all, okay? I don't say that enough. I just get into these readings, and I want y'all to know that it's not just me to make this channel, it's y'all too. I would like for y'all to interact more, join in more, comment more, chop it with your girl more. I really would. But when that time comes, it's going to come. I'm not tripping. But I thank you guys for all the love and support, you guys. I really do. Y'all my day ones. We going places. It's just a matter of time, okay? So, yeah, my soul family. I connect with y'all when I can't connect with nobody. I need y'all to know that. When nobody else is there, only me and God, I tune in, I tap in with y'all, I think about y'all. I need y'all to know that. Some of y'all I'm closer to than my own family. I need y'all to know that. This is how soul family work. And so all of y'all were brought here either for a message or to be a part of that. So I thank you guys. I really do. Um, as y'all can see from the title, this video is about love, hate, and pain, and how it all coexists together, because it do. And we talking about a lot of things on this channel that got to do with the world we live in, the world we call home, the matrix, this place, this prison, okay? And I think it need to be talked about more, because so many people got this fake persona, this fake ass American dream on life and how it should be in society too. And it's just not, it's not real. They say things like Hollywood is not a real place or Atlanta is not a real place. Shit, this world in itself is not a real fucking place, okay? Let's start there. Um, I can't stress enough how everything is spiritual first before it even becomes physical, okay? That is the most important thing that I need y'all to know, period, in life. We were in the womb. When God say I knew you before, I knew you in the womb, or I knew you before the womb, very real. That's all I can say, because we go through a phase where God creates and we co-create. So originally God is the creator, not us. Even when it comes to our children and us giving birth as mothers, okay, as fathers, God creates, we help God to create, we co-create, okay? So we look at it a lot of times like we creating these things, you know, like children, for example, when we not. We just co-creating. We're helping God to create. We are being used as vessels, bodies, the same way, to bring another life into this world from in which God created, right? But for some reason, we feel so attached that we feel like we created that. Yeah, you helped to create that, but originally God was the first original creator, okay? And when we born into this world, that's how so many things resonate with numerology and astrology and everything like that, because it's your blueprint. It's really, like they say, a snapshot of your life um, when you come here. It's taken the moment you are born. And this is why it's so important why doctors and nurses record your time of birth. It is really like a picture that God is showing you, giving you the blueprint of your own life when you first fucking come into this world. And that is such an amazing thing to me, because when I say the Bible say it's written, and I heard it all my life, but I didn't believe it until I got into numerology and astrology. It just, like, it's not so much that I didn't believe it, but I got the proof when I got into numerology and astrology that it's a very real thing. And it's so true. So I see why the Bible says these things. Like, so yeah, that is like your blueprint. It guides you through life. It helps you through life learn about yourself, as well as others around you, how you gonna live, how it touches on every area of your life from 1 to 12 houses, like your money, who you are as a person, your conversation, how that's gonna come out towards others, all type of shit. What type of houses you gonna live in? What type of romantic partners you gonna run across? What type of children you gonna have? What type of jobs you gonna have? How you build in your career? This is very vital information and it's so important. And of course, people don't know about it because they didn't want us to know. They hid our history a lot. And from a lot of us, a lot of these elite people, these, you know, secret society, they know this information, but they're not teaching it to us. They teaching us this bullshit in school. They teaching this bullshit to our kids. And in a minute, it's going to be a collapse on the educational system, not just all the systems gonna collapse, okay? That's a download. All everything you thought was a system gonna collapse, okay? From the justice system, we see this happening now to the school system. I'm gonna just say that. That's a download, but you ain't heard that from nobody else but me, okay? So yeah, it's gonna be a collapse in a minute. And I'm saying all this to say, from your relationships to your marriage, from the people you gonna deal with and encounter on a day-to-day basis, who you gonna spend the rest of your life with, how you gonna die, what's gonna cause you to die, where you gonna travel to, what type of cars you even gonna drive, um, what careers you gonna be in, what secrets being kept, what you need to work on, what you come here to heal, all that shit is in that blueprint, okay? And a lot of us don't know this. It's not meant for everybody to know, okay? It's not. Or we wouldn't have people like certain teachers that teach us these things, okay? All of this is by great design, okay? We will never figure out God's design, God's earth. I don't care how deep you go down the rabbit hole, that's just not meant to be either. But certain things are revealed to us from our creator, okay? I always believed in one creator. Y'all can call him what y'all want. I'm not religious. I'm not really a part of no organization. I'm not no professional anything. I tell y'all this all the time because I fucking mean it. But I'm very much spiritual. I don't fit in a box just like God. I feel I don't think God belongs in a box, and I don't think God can fit in a box. This has always been my personal beliefs, and beliefs change, yeah, but that has never changed for me, okay? And I just always looked at God as being that big, you know, being this infinite God. Like, and if you know anything about infinity, it has no beginning and it has no ending. And that's how I always looked at God, no matter what y'all want to call him, no matter which religion or spirituality y'all want to, community y'all put yourself into. It just don't matter to me. It's all one God. Like, we all come from one. Y'all gonna see how everything is connected one day, okay? But that's not my job to make sure everybody see it. Just certain people, because the job is just too big for one person, okay? We all come here to help. We all the help, okay? In some type of way here. We all servers for our creator in some type of way. And y'all will realize this because when your mission over, you definitely leaving this motherfucker, okay? Some of us care about completing those missions, clearing that karmic debt and that karma, and some of us don't. It all depends on who you are, okay? And even that is designed in your blueprint. That even shows in your blueprint. I'm just saying, I I teach as many people as I can about these things as I learn them. You have to become the student first before you become the teacher. And again, I'm not no professional. I do this shit natural. I am a natural teacher, a natural healer, okay? That's who I am. I know who I am, and you should know who you are. So then, can't nobody tell you who the fuck you are. Can't nobody make you question yourself, okay? We all should love ourselves enough to even find out what's going on. So we won't all just be walking around here like lost souls. We feel something wrong. We feel things not right. And that's even not no coincidence, okay? If I'm not looking, y'all, that's because I'm in between dimensions right now. I'm just everywhere, spiritually speaking. So yeah, I don't always like to look in the camera, and I'm working on that. But I'm saying all this to say, guys, You got to learn how to love yourself, the good, the bad, the ugly, before you can even concentrate on loving anybody else. And that means your children, even sometimes another person, your mama, your daddy, I don't care who it is. How can you love them and you don't love yourself? So you deserve to know who you are and what's going on in your life with your blueprint. And like me, once you learn these things, you could pass them down to other generations. You know, not just your you and your family. Give it to the world. That's what we're here for, to share things. Our experiences, our knowledge is to be shared, not to be kept. Okay? In this way, I'm leaving my legacy. One day, I'm not going to be here no more. And my kids going to always be able to click on these videos as long as YouTube exists, you know, and hear me, see me, and learn from me even after I'm gone. Okay? I tell y'all no lies. I tell y'all and bring y'all nothing but real shit because it's vital and important to me that this is what I'm leaving my own children. So I will also be leaving the same thing for y'all. Okay? And I'm not saying I'm always right, but I touch on real life shit. So this much is true. I'm trying to help people get through real life. Not the fantasy shit, not delusional shit. I'm really trying to help people evolve and grow. And before I knew these things about myself, because it's a part of my blueprints, I always wonder why I get into tarot. Why am I here? I was taught against these things. Why I gotta be the one to break generational curses? Y'all, the stuff I go through with God be so deep. It hit me so different that I have to share it with y'all. That I have to embrace it. I have to look at it. I have to lock in on these things and figure these things out for my sake, for my children's sake, for my legacy that I'm leaving behind. So I have to lock in and learn. So, yeah, before I even knew who I was, I'm going through life blind. God appointed people in my life to like, hey, get me on the right track or to tell me certain things, whatever. That's how God works. He works in mysterious ways. That's in the Bible too. I'm not just saying I only believe in the Bible. I take from everything and I apply it to life. And I don't apply everything I learn to life. It just depends. You know, that's just like taking somebody's advice, and it's up to you whether or not you want to apply it to your life or not after that. That's what I leave for y'all to decide. You know? But I'm saying all this to say a lot of this shit I'm bringing is personal life experiences, real shit that I've actually been through. And I ain't going through it for no reason because, again, this isn't a part of my blueprint, but I didn't know this at one point like I know it now. I had to go through these things to lead me right here up into this very moment where I'm making this video for you guys. So all the tests and trials and tribulations that we go through in life, they're for a reason, guys. Even the hardest one, it's some that's easy, but a lot of them hard. A lot of them, the hard ones, we go through because they the greatest tests. They the greatest test. You closing major cycles or you clearing major generational curses, whether you know it or not. You might not realize it till 10 years later. What you did for your ancestors, for your family, or even for yourself. It might not hit you till 20 years later. Like, damn, that's why I went through all that. Because God's timing is the only timing that matters. Not man-made time, not your timing, not when society tell you you're supposed to have some shit. You feel me? Like, example, Cardi B and Nicki Minaj, every great celebrity had a time where they rise and where they just not relevant no more, where it's somebody else's time to shine. And in the real world, whether you a celebrity or not, it's the same way for us. You gonna rise and you gonna fall. And even then, with no matter how much money you have, they rise and fall as well. So I'm just saying, like, when it's your time to shine and your time to get there, you can't miss what's meant for you. You can't miss what God got for you. You know how many people spoke against Cardi B, and she's not only breaking records, but she's making motherfucking history. She gives me Michael Jackson energy. She do. You know how many people talked against her. She came from the mud just like me, and that's why I love her, because I resonate with a lot of people that come from nothing. God will make an example out of y'all, out of me, out of people like me. You wondering why you at the bottom. She started at the bottom. She had to go through extreme measures, dancing in strip clubs and different things like this to make it to where she at right now, on stage, changing lives, having people cry for her. Just her energy alone that she was born with, that God gave her, changing lives, breaking generational curses, records. It's a beautiful thing. I almost want to cry. I'm happy for her. I just can't wait to get there. I can't wait to get there for my family, because that means so much to me. But I know when it's my time, it's going to come. And if it's meant for me, can't no man stop it. And that's why I love Cardi B, because despite everything, and we even seen that, if you've been with her from day one, if y'all was her day ones, where y'all watched her in the beginning of her shows where they trying to teach her etiquette because she can't talk right because she from the hood. I'm crying, y'all, because I'm serious right now, and it's real shit. And I just feel and pick up on things more stronger than others. So I don't mean to cry sometimes. But when they was trying to teach her etiquette, like, oh, you sound ghetto. She from New York. She had that New York, hood slang, speech. So, all that changed because now she's professional. She has a job to do. But I loved her from day one. And yeah, you can see the hood in her. And some people, they look down on people from being, that's from the hood. They look down on you a lot. They treat you like shit. They tell you you're never gonna be nothing. So Cardi B, just like Lil Boosie, is living a lot of black people's dreams. I'ma say it. They are. And to see them get there gives us hope, gives us faith to keep going. You know? We need people like that. We need to see people like that who come from nothing and God is placing her in billionaire status right now. Placing her right at the top. You know how many people she shitted on? You know how many people said she wasn't gonna do what she doing? That's a beautiful feeling, a beautiful thing. And to share that with her, I'm loving it. I am loving it because she deserved that. Because nobody know what it took. Nobody know what she went through. Not even family members of hers. You know? Not even her children yet. You know? I know she makes some people eat their words. And it's not even about you wanting to feel your pain or you want to make people feel your karma or whatever. They karma. My bag. But it's just the fact that when you genuine and you pure in heart and you know you mean well and you want everybody to win, beautiful feeling when people done ridiculed you, talked about you, treated you like shit. It's just like, damn. Sometimes you don't even believe in yourself. They don't know what they do. And God even say that. I have to pray for so many people so much because I be like, God, they know not what they do, and sometimes I don't know what I do. Forgive those. Sometimes you got to forgive yourself because people don't know who they fucking with. People this is my earring, guys, but people encounter earth angels all the time, that God sends, and they don't know who they fucking with. They know not what they do. They don't know. They didn't know all those people that was fucking with Cardi. They didn't know they was looking at the next superstar. They didn't know. They didn't know how she would change the world. They didn't know God's purpose on her life. They didn't know. And it wasn't meant for them to know. You know? until it was time for them to know. God's timing. You feel me? And that's how this shit work. But I want to talk about love because it's times where we can really love our families, love another person, and we loving them so much that we're not even loving ourselves. We do a lot for love. It's people that really KILL for love. It's people that don't know how to love. You feel me? So this is why this shadow work is very important for us to do because it makes you look at things from a different perspective. It teaches you these things. It teaches you how to love yourself as well as others. And hate is such a strong word. I don't hate anybody, but I do dislike some motherfuckers. I do dislike some people, if I'm being honest. But I don't hate. I don't hold hate in my heart because a lot of times it's just affecting you. It's like what my mom would say, like magnets eating away at you from the inside out. You know what I mean? That's what hate does to people. And I pray for anybody that hold hate in their heart because that shit can turn you to another person. Spiritually speaking, there's people out here that really hate people, and that's why they do terrible, evil things to people, or they just embody that energy. It's all energy, though. That for me comes from a lower plane, a lower vibrational energy, what some might call hell, the devil. That's all from the same lower astral plane to me. It's all energy. That's the way I see it. It's just another entity, an attachment from a lower plane. That's the way I see it. That's my own personal opinion. That's how I look at things. We can create these things. We can give birth to these things too, spiritually. They can eat away on us internally to where now it's externally. Now it's showing on the outside of you. Now it's showing up in the way you act, the way you treat people, the way you live. And everybody can see it. People die with hate. People die hating others. People here do evil, cruel things. And I could never understand that part of people. And I'm somebody who understands all people of all walks of life, of all cultures. I love that shit. Okay? But I can never understand those people. But they exist. And they're meant to be here too. They're meant to walk amongst us. Unfortunately, God created them too. Why? I believe because there's always balance, or where God is trying to find balance. You know, even with the people, where you can't have one without the other. We are meant to have hate and love coexist. We are meant to have people that are loving coexist with people that are evil. We are. Why? Only God knows. A lot of people ask the question, why did God even create the devil? It's necessary because we can't have one without the other. It's universal law, not man-made law, not society's law, but God's law. Universal law, our Creator's law. They trump and top every law that's man-made. Man can't change God's laws. It's impossible. And I say all the time, anything is possible, nothing is impossible. Well, that's one thing that's impossible, I feel. So with that being said, I don't know no man that ever changed God's laws. If y'all know one, let me know. I see them trying with these things like cloning and everything like that, unethical things that people do. And they gonna have to answer to God. That ain't got shit to do with me, but I'm just saying, they do play God. They do try to be God again, but you can never You can mimic people all day long, even people when it comes to God, but you can never be the original. I'm gonna say that again. You can be a mimic, a copy, a clone, but you will never be the original. So, for whatever reason, God chose these two energies to coexist, good and bad, love and hate. You know, um, I feel like it's necessary, or we wouldn't learn. If you don't know good, how could you ever? If you ain't been through bad, how could you never ever know what it feels to feel good? And vice versa. If you always had a good life, how could you experience things going bad? So it's like for experience, if you ask me, for us to learn and know and experience all energy that exists, right? Because even when you just think of outer space, right? Think about outer space and what happens outer space. We have good things that happen outer space and we have bad things that happen outer space. So it's even universal. This shit even happens in space. They say as above, so below. That shit is so true. Because what's going on with the alignment with the planets and the stars is also going on with us. It's like the movie Us. It's like what's going on up there, those are the original people. And we are their clones. Like, I wouldn't be surprised. I be getting downloads sometimes, y'all, with crazy shit. Like, and I don't speak on a lot of it, but I'ma start speaking on a lot of it. But I'm gonna speak on one thing in this video because it's coming to me right now. Like, say for an example, the planets we live on are just like us, a living organism. That's how I feel. That's my opinion. Planets are living organisms just like we are. We are one big ass living organism. We know that we live inside of a living organism because things on this earth are living. They actually have electromagnetic fields and electricity inside of them. Everything that's real, even the plants, okay, and the animals. Okay, so with that being said, we are one big ass living organism, and so is this planet. So, say for example, Venus and all those planets are living organisms, okay? Say for an example, we stem and we are a part of them, like we are their children or seeds or whatever, right? So each one of us probably come from one of those living organisms. Maybe somewhere up there it was this big boom, right? Some people might call it the big boom theory, where everything was mixed up. And say for example, certain organisms went here, certain went there, certain mixed together. Okay, that's the way I'm seeing us as a whole, as a universe, right? And so people have to find their way back to these different organisms where they belong to. It's been some sort of energy, that crossed, that collapsed, that boom, that shock. This is the way I'm seeing it, or just mixed together somehow. And not saying that about all the energy, but it happens, and that kind of got everybody and everything all scattered. So we're here probably to get back to where we belong to. I don't know, but I see that sometimes as a vision. Like, and say they are gods, like some people believe the planets, like Venus, Earth, Jupiter, etc. Say they are all gods or whatever, and we all fall up under one of those. Okay, mine, for example, because I'm a Capricorn, my god would be Saturn, the worst one. Okay, the father, the discipliner, the hardest one. Okay, for example, that's who ruled me. Hey, in this lifetime, that's true. So I have to obey what Saturn says. You feel me? Because that's what universe or planet I'm from and will ever forever be from. Like, and say like those who rule by Venus really supposed to be on Venus, but they here on Earth, type shit. I mean, I hope y'all understand what I'm trying to say. It's all everybody's and the energy is mixed up in that way. Okay, so they gotta figure out how to get back to Venus. I don't know, but you won't get there in this lifetime, but maybe next lifetime. I don't know. Like, it's something going on though, like that. I get visions and different things like that. Like, and if this is what's going on up in the sky with the planets and the stars, where they're trying to like fix shit, So is us below. So it's going on down here. Like, we're like the puppets on the strings. And you would notice just like the energy in the sky is happening to the planets and the stars, what's going on with them is also going on with us as people. So we are an extension of these planets. A lot of people don't even believe in astrology and numerology and the planets and all that. And I can't see how, because we are an extension. Like, it's really true. What's going on with them goes on with us. It's just the human form. It's just in human form because we are walking vessels, spirits in these walking vessels to carry it on in that way. So this is how God manifests himself in all of us. Okay, but still we come from one. And still all those planets come from one universe. You see? And that's how that shit works. This is some really otherworldly, out of this world type of shit that we fucking with, that we talking about, that I'm speaking on. So yeah, this is real life. Okay, it's real shit. You know, and people wonder, we built with natural gifts, natural intelligence, even from other worlds, some of us, where you don't even need a book. These people, before books was made, had this knowledge. It's just so far hidden and so deep. And so many people really just lost. Like, because I feel like if we all knew better, we would do better. If we all had this knowledge, this infinite intelligence inside of all of us, we would be a better place, a better world, be able to interact and coexist better. And then sometimes I look at things, I get visions where the dimensions are side by side, right? And on one dimensional plane, it's all love. It's all loving people. They living in sync. It's a perfect world. And then another one is total opposite. It's really like that. It's really hell. It's really evil. And say it's another dimension surrounding that. It's a mixture. Like, I kind of feel like that's what's going on. It's multiple dimensions, right? What if we got mixed up somewhere where, people is just trying to find their way back to their dimension? I mean, I believe all of this is happening all together at once. Whether you from another dimension, another planet, we all meant to come here to coexist. One thing about coming here, we are meant to come in contact with others. We come in this bitch by ourselves, we leave this bitch by ourselves. But while we here, we are supposed to communicate, have contact with others. That's part of our lessons. That's part of the journey. Even the most introverted person, the most isolated person, still is supposed to have contact and communicate with others in some type of way. That's why we're here. Why is that? Simply to learn, to grow, to evolve in different ways. Only God knows. And for all of us, that's going to be different. But when God finished with us, guess what happened? You go back by yourself. Can't nobody go back with you. Just like can't nobody come in with you. So that's so amazing to me when I think about that. It was a time where I didn't believe in reincarnation, right? And that belief changed because beliefs can change. But then I started to look at Mother Nature because Mother Nature itself tell a story. And it's probably because I'm an earth sign. And you would be surprised how many people don't even realize these things. But if you don't have to even look at a book. You don't even have to have nobody teach you or tell you. If you just look at Mother Nature, you will see that reincarnation is real. With even the trees, the flowers, the plants, the animals. They know what time it is without anybody telling them. Just the creator. They know what time it is. Certain animals know what time to go hibernate. Certain animals know what time it is to store up their food. Certain plants and trees, they know what time it is. By the colors in the leaves on the tree when they fall off, they know what time it is. We the only ones don't really know what time it is. Don't y'all think there's something wrong with that? So I'm gonna leave y'all with this. Know what time it is. Peace and love, guys. Stay tuned to the next video.